project. Brenda is on the board of directors with me, and we do a lot of work with Lipedema project and doing whatever we can to get the word out about lipedema and helping women get the services that they need. Brenda herself is a retired physiotherapist from Canada and has lipedema herself. And she is involved in our symposium that's coming up. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about you, Brenda, before we got into about our symposium, because really one of the speakers, a speaker that you're going to be introducing, it came about because of your own journey and something that you decided to get into, and then you took a bunch of lipedema ladies with you to do it too.
Well, I don't know if I took them or they just decided to support me or supported each other, whatever.
and what we're talking about is actually laughter yoga. So talk to everybody about what you did with laughter yoga.
Well, I was introduced to laughter yoga in the masterclass, the Lipedema Simplified Masterclass, and which I had joined because I needed a lot of social support, actually, after my husband died. It was shortly after my husband died, and I went through what's called a complicated grief process. It was complicated because my husband really, was a fantastic support for me and helped me in so many ways. And I was missing him, and I was missing all that support. And so Catherine invited me to come into the masterclass, thinking that would be a place where I would find people who could give me the support that I kind of desperately needed at that point. And that has in fact been the case. We still meet that group of ladies, women. We still meet once a month and keep tabs on each other. And so that was really important. But in that masterclass, Rosemary Kelly, who was also a fellow student and a bit of a teacher too in the course, she introduced us to laughter yoga through programs that she did in Ottawa, Canada, for breast cancer survivors using laughter yoga. And I realized when I listened to her and saw the presentation that she gave that laughter had kind of gone out of my life when my husband died. He believed a lot in laughter, and he believed in the healing power of laughter. We laughed a lot in our relationship, and he laughed a lot even on his own. And so I would hear him. He'd be reading a book, and he'd something strike him funny, and he'd just laugh for minutes. He was the kind of person who he laughed in his sleep. He had funny dreams, and he'd shake.
Wow.
And so what was, that was kind of annoying because I couldn't wake him up to find out what the joke was, but I could enjoy his laughter. And so I really was dreadfully missing that. And I thought, I didn't realize until Rosemary taught us that you could laugh for no reason at all. You could just laugh because it was as an exercise, that it would be good for you, and that your body would still respond to it, even when you were doing it voluntarily, without another person, even. But it's often done in groups, and so there are other people, but it doesn't have to be because of humor, or it doesn't have to be because something strikes you as funny. You can just decide to laugh, and get all the benefits. And so I decided that was something that was missing, and I should try to, kind of fill that gap. But when I looked around in my community for a laughter yoga group, there wasn't one operating. So I had to go farther afield, and that's how we ended up in Montreal with Wendy Singer. So that's how that started.
And so, and it was almost like a retreat because it was for the weekend. And how many women total were there that came along and met? They were all from Lipedema Simplified, the group.
I think there's 6 or 7 of us.
Yes, yes. And you also join other people in that laughter yoga class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, you see what happened was I had found out that there was going to be a laughter yoga leadership training. And that was, I thought, well, okay, well, maybe that's the way to do it. You can, get the skills yourself, and then you can start up the group or keep it going in some way.
Right.
And so, but the way that it was designed, it was 2 weekends. And so that was going to be more difficult for us to go over 2 weekends.
Because people were coming from all over to meet there in Montreal.
From California, from the Midwest, from Winnipeg, Canada. Yeah. And Boston area. Yeah. So that would be difficult. So I talked to Wendy about it to see if they could adapt it for us. And they said, yeah, she said, yes, we could do that. And you could do the different parts of it online, and then the in-person stuff that you have to do in person, we can do it that way. But the interesting thing, well, there's many interesting things about that weekend, but one of the things that sort of I sort of paused because it was that weekend was going to be the memorial weekend for my husband's death.
Yes.
And so I thought, I can't go. And then I thought, you know what? Why don't I make that the memorial and invite family? And so some of my family came, and my daughter Sarah actually took the program as well, and other relatives came and participated in it. And so Wendy said, yes, we can do a memorial for your husband, because laughter was such a big part of it, and we did a special memorial for him. But the other kind of cool thing about it was that 2 of the other women were having their 70th birthdays. Also on that weekend. And so we had multiple celebrations and memorials and celebrations of life and laughter.
Yes.
It was great.
Perfect weekend. And so, I mean, you really, you kept going with this, and involvement with Wendy Singer. Wendy came and presented for our groups. And then you were introduced to Dr. Madan Kataria from Mumbai, India, who is going to speak at our symposium. Tell us about him.
Oh, well, he is the founder of laughter yoga. The amazing thing is most yoga that you participate in has a history that goes back thousands of years. So it's quite amazing to find a whole branch of yoga, which is where you can actually meet the founder and the person who originated it. And that's what you'll be able to do if you come to the symposium. You'll be able to see the person who actually founded laughter yoga. And how that happened was 26 years ago. He was a medical doctor. He is a medical doctor. He was practicing in Mumbai, but he was also editor of a couple of medical journals, and he was researching the benefits of laughter on your physiology. And he thought, we just don't laugh enough. And he thought, well, I'm going to try and see if we can do something about that. I'm going to start these laughter clubs, and so that's how it all started. And then he found out the best way of doing it, which is to just laugh for no reason at all, just voluntarily, because your body gets the same benefits whether you're laughing at something that tickles your fancy, that you think is funny, or whether you just decide to laugh for no reason at all.
Right.
your body still responds with all the benefits, and which are many, Yeah.
Yeah. So this whole experience, would you say, Brenda, that it just kind of really brought joy back to your life?
Yes, it started. I hadn't laughed until I went to, for very much until I went to this thing, and it brought laughter back. It's brought laughter back, and gradually, as I've been going through the grieving process, which is, different people grieve in different ways, but for me, it's been about 3.5 years now, and joy is coming back. At this point. Yeah. Of course, I have a 1-year-old grandson, and when he started laughing, that there was pure joy there.
Yes. There's nothing like the giggling of an infant.
Yes,
that really does it to people.
And what's amazing about that is that infants laugh long before they can speak, and long before they know even any receptive language, because it's so important for our health and well-being that we have laughter.
And it makes connections between people when you're doing that. Yes,
absolutely.
So so what the wonderful thing is that we have the founder of Laughter Yoga, Dr. Madan Kataria, who is going to be presenting at our virtual symposium, and Brenda and Wendy Singer are going to be introducing him and putting this all into context, and putting in the context of this general wellness and healthy living for people who are dealing with a lymphatic or fat disorder, because we're trying to bring together all these innovative solutions to all, different aspects of the person. We really have focused for the last several years very much on the nutrition side and the physical side and dealing with the physical symptoms. But we also need to deal with everything else that's going on. And Brenda, you were dealing with grieving the loss of your spouse, but people are also, women that have lipedema are also grieving the loss of control of their body, of grieving having to experience dealing with a chronic disorder. And so this, I think, is an innovative solution, an innovative way to address those types of needs that a lot of people with lymphatic and fat disorders have.
Yes, I agree with you. I think, there are multiple losses in having a chronic disease of any sort, and definitely with having a chronic disease, which also seems to be disfiguring in some way in terms of social acceptable body image, and perhaps it's affected relationships, or people don't understand, so you feel kind of isolated. And there are no size restrictions for laughter yoga, so anyone at any level of ability or disability can laugh, as long as you are breathing, and you can laugh at whatever level you're at. So people have benefited, even if they're bedridden. They can benefit from laughter yoga, and there are ways of adapting it to whatever ability level you're at, and you can still get the benefits of laughter yoga.
And I think a lot of people don't know about this, and I think it's going to be an exceptional presentation. I'm so grateful to you for bringing this to us, helping us discover this, and bringing the founder to speak at our conference. It's going to be exceptional. He's going to be on, I'm just checking what day, Saturday. He is going to be speaking He is a keynote speaker and going to be speaking the first thing in the morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time on Saturday, October 23. So the conference, it expands 3 days. It's October 22, 23, and 24. So coming up really soon. We do have links here for you to register. Go to follow that link, find out more about it. And I certainly hope you'll join us, because this is just one of many things that we're going to be talking about over the course of the weekend. You're not going to find this kind of information anywhere else.
Good. Yes, and Dr. Kataria is a wonderful speaker, and he's a lovely human being, and his love and care shows through in everything that he says, and it's just wonderful to be able to listen to him and to his wisdom that he's developed over the past 26 years.
Yep. Thank you so much, Brenda. It was great talking to you today. And anybody, if you want to find out more information, click on that link that you see along with this video and find out more about Dr. Kataria, as well as all of our other speakers that are going to be over the course of the weekend. We hope to see you there. Thank you so much, Brenda.
Thank you, Leslyn.
See everybody next time.